Hey, what's up, guys? How's it going? Oh my gosh, let's get this out of the way. There we go. Now the screen looks nicer. All right, how's it going, guys? It's Thursday, the morning stream, although it's more like the lunchtime stream. We're starting about an hour late. Oops. Hey, what's up, Mr. Tyler? Let's see. Let's jump over here. Let's give it a title. New Nikke set. Nikke Precious set. Booster box giveaway. And what else is going on? Building the binder break? Well, I don't think we need to talk about the binder break. The binder break occurs all the time. Let's see, what is interesting, though? What's the closest break? Nikke Precious, booster box giveaway. The closest break. Well, we need a new pack split. New pack split? We'll say new pack split. All right, let's hit save on that. Very good. Let's close this. Oh, I got a message from Fanatics. Let's see. All right, so I had some questions for Fanatics, and they're answering some questions about how storing cards over there works. Let's see. Let's see. Scooby doo be doo doo be doo booby doo be doo be. So okay, so the way it works with Fanatics, to store your stuff in the Fanatic Vault, they have a 1% fulfillment fee. The fee is waived if you sell through a Fanatics collect marketplace. This fee is increased to 3% if the asset is removed within 90 days. So Fanatics takes 1% of the value of your item, I think, which is way too high. Let me see. So if I send them a $40,000 booster box and they take just 1%, that's $400. Let me respond to that. So if I send you guys a $40,000 booster box, then the fee to pull it back out of the vault is like 400 question mark. All right, we'll go ahead and hit send on that. That's pretty important information. That sounds to me like we are not going to be using the Fanatics Vault. That's just too much money. I'm not going to pay $400 to get my booster box back. It's ridiculous. So we're jumping over here. All right, we'll close this. Or you can sell it through our marketplace. All right, let's see. We're going to click on our stream. We're going to get the comment section open. How's it going, guys? Yes, we're starting a little bit late today, but that's all right. It is Thursday. Ooh, Thursday. Yesterday was so busy. I couldn't believe how busy it was. What is going on here? Okay, hold on. Wait a second. This isn't working. Let me hit refresh. There it goes. All right, let's pop out the chat. The chat has popped out. I don't see Alex. So let me go ahead and do this. Let me go ahead and ping the Discord about our arrival. We're going to hit copy on the link. Hey, how's it going, guys? Advertise the new deck. The new deck. Oh, deck number 3. Yes, I was working on that last night because somebody tossed in a really cool Charizard. Mr. Jada did. We're going live for Thursday morning. All right, there it is, Thursday morning. It is Thursday, right? Am I going crazy? Today's Thursday? Yeah, it is Thursday. Okay, good. You never know. Now, let's pin the website as well. The website's been kind of popular, don't you guys think? Joseph Zell has no fees. So if you send through PayPal, PayPal takes a 3.5% fee. So 4,000 times 0.035. So it takes about 140. It's kind of ridiculous. All right, it's too much. All right, let's go ahead and pin this. Doobie 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 doo. Here's UPS. Here's Venmo. All right, we're gonna delete that. I think it's 3.5. I'm not sure actually. I haven't looked at it in a little while. Could be 3%. Okay, let's see. Items received at the PSA vault. Let's see. Password reset for CUC. Okay, we'll throw all this away. A short hello from me. I am still at work. Hello, Alexandra. Did you know you pulled the latest binder break? It went to you. Did you know that? You can see that in our Discord server. There's Mr. Shahir. He went pretty ham last night. Shahir, he went after like 40 packs or something. Was it more than 40? 27. He went after 47 packs of prismatic and did not pull an SIR. It's pretty dramatic. It's pretty crazy, actually. Oh, that reminds me. I need to restock prismatic and make sure the price is still good. Prismatic. Tyranitar. All right. Happy almost Friday, Mr. Hey, what's up, Mr. Chad? Mr. F. Order shipping on the website. Will you see my address there? I'm pretty sure I'll see your address there. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I will. All right, let's take a look at this. We want to restock this. Getting harder and harder to restock this. Let's see. Oh, scoopity boop ba-doo. Don't you just love that sound? The music. Scoopy buns. What we got here? Oh, nope, that's not what we want. Hey, hey, what's up? Welcome, guys. Welcome. I'm just doing a little shopping. Doing a little shopping right now. It's a restock time. Let's try this one. How about this one? All right, that's kind of expensive. Scoopy buns. Very true, Mike side. That's what she said. Hello, everyone. Happy Thursday. Doesn't matter what day it is. This isn't real. Yesterday we were celebrating New Year's, and last week we had COVID lockdown. Yeah. Time's flying. It's going by fast. It certainly is. That ZELLE music, man. What about this one? How does this look? And so those are both really close in price to this other one. I'm doing a little shopping. Say hello to my little shopping. All right, we'll grab this. All right, I'm pulling the trigger, everybody. Question, Mistress. The Venusaur EX PSA 10 and the Porygon 2 still available? I believe they're both available, yes. What the hell? I sold something on eBay? Dude, something's always selling. I sold a bunch of these BGS holders. My BGS slab protectors are very popular. People like them. They sell through. All right. So now I need to do an examination of the price. We should be fine. All right, divided by 3, divided by 14. Yeah, so it says the price on them should now be $15.30, but we're just going to keep it at $15 until it gets above $15.50. Then we'll consider maybe 16, but probably not. We'll probably just keep it at 15. So prismatic, it is going up in price. Prismatic, people are opening it. It's getting more expensive. People are discovering it's impossible to pull. Umbreon, I'm sure. He is really hard to pull, right? Like, that's not just me being crazy, right? All right. I was busy last night, man. I was working all night. We are working on submissions. It's a lot of work to prepare a submission. Did you know that? It takes hours. All right, I'm here, guys. I'm here. Ooh, look at all those likes. We got 38 viewers. We started this stream a little bit later than usual. I'm plugging my phone here, so my phone's plugged in. All right. So the Venusaur and the Porygon are both available still. They probably won't be there forever because they're such great cards. So that's Neo Destiny Japanese Porygon. There's a little half swirl up by his head. You ready? Let's twist it. All right. I can see a couple of scuffs on the case, but that doesn't really matter. Yeah, there's a swirl there, but it's kind of hard to see it, but it is there. It's like the edge of a swirl. It's kind of nice. I mean, it's nice to see something. And then we got this Houndoom, who feels like he should be 800, not 750. So these two cards are up on the table. It's pretty unusual to have those available. I don't normally sell those. This SpongeBob got priced yesterday. He's really cool. I'm ready to send him to eBay. I don't think you guys appreciate him. You're going to go to eBay. You know, one of the things I'm learning lately is that you can really sell stuff on eBay. Somebody's out there and they want to buy it. And maybe the 60 people in this room, maybe it's not that many people, maybe they don't want to buy SpongeBob, but the 20 million people on eBay, somebody out there does want to buy them. So that's what I've been learning. eBay's cool. They take a big cut. They take 13%. But you know, if your card gets moved, you get to roll that over again. So eBay makes a compelling argument for their value. Look at that. Venusaur is very nice. So there's Venusaur. There's the Dark Porygon. Yes, we've been rotating. All right. I'll push these back a little bit. I want them to fit on the table nicely. There we go. So the new set. Hello, sir. Here for the free giveaway. Hey, what's up, North Stars? Welcome. We got this Nikke set now, and it's just sexy girls. Okay, this is brand new. It just arrived. We already sold 2 boxes of it. And I think it's a little pricey. It's about $12 a pack. It's a premium product, apparently. And we just got that in from Japan. We had to import it. And we got ours from sealed cases, which usually is an important detail. Because the ones you find for sale being sold 1 box at a time, sometimes those are picked through already. And then what they do is after the big pull is pulled, then they list all the bad ones up on eBay. So I'm not saying all the boxes on eBay are like that. But if I had to guess, the cheapest ones on eBay work that way. They go, okay, I've got the good card out of here. I just got to dump this and move on to my next case. So the cheapest ones on eBay probably are not from fresh cases. Luke Laurie finished Slab Away. Ooh, yes. All right, Slab Aways are finishing all the time, it feels like. People are just jumping on to Slab Away. Luke Laurie had the Dusclops Guardian. Oh, that's a good one. You know, I feel like I could put another one of those up for sale now. Let's see if I can find this. Mr. Luke. Haha. Hey, mister, did you find those 3 cards? Hey, we started this stream really late. We just started 13 minutes ago. So, no, I haven't actually stopped and done that yet. But we're going to probably do that in the middle of the day. Here's Dusclops. Look at that. All right. Is that SpongeBob card out of 2025 Topps? This one right here is out of the 2025 Topps Chrome. It's called Shiny Bubble. It's out of 50, graded 9, and it's still $100 despite that. We are. So here is the Dusclops. Look at this, guys. Crystal Guardians Dusclops. Doesn't that look nice? I'm a Dusclops fan. I try to give him some attention. Luke Laurie, he's all yours. All right, let's go remove this from over here. Yeah, we started real late. We were running pretty far behind. Let me grab this. Someone's cleaning up the top slabs off eBay yesterday. I wonder what happened, because usually it's me doing it. You know, it's funny you should mention that. Because it always felt that way, that it wouldn't cost very much money to buy up many of the, let me hit refresh on this, many of the good Topps cards. Take a quick look at this. Loading, it's loading, it's loading. Yeah, this PSA app is so slow. I wonder if it would be faster on a different cell phone. Maybe I should get, so I'm still using an old iPhone. Maybe I should get the latest one. It just costs money, you know. Why would I want a new iPhone when I can have another Pokemon card? So it's like, you know. Come on, man. All right. Oh, here we go. Okay, so I got something to show you. You ready? So over here, sold my Wigglytuff for 200 and my Clefairy for 300. So I sold 2 Topps cards. There you go. Let's get it to 24 likes. What's up? Hey, what's up, Mr. Chad? No, the one behind the front middle slab. Give me a minute. Let's go find what you're talking about. Oh, this is from Magic the Gathering. Did you know this is a Magic the Gathering card? Did you know it existed? It's a hilarious looking card. It looks great. Weirdly affordable. Maybe a lot of people don't know about it. Yeah, that is a Magic the Gathering card. Here's Matthew. 1 Nikke box, please. You got it. Matthew Rodriguez. Now, wait a second. Is the price right on that? Under Union Arena. So you underpaid by $10. I'm just going to open it anyways, but the next one, let's do the regular price, okay? All right, here goes. Mr. needs an Android phone. No, it's on my iPhone and it's new. Okay, it's just their actual server and all that. It's, you know, it's probably a complicated piece of software because it effectively has to work like bank software. Did you guys know bank software is really complicated? Bank software has an insane amount of security and an insane amount of sort of like order of operations checks in it to make sure that nothing gets screwed up. Like, it can't accidentally give you two of the same item, for example. In a bank, the bank's got to make sure it doesn't accidentally drop $10,000 into your account because physically there's no dollars in your account. There's just numbers on a screen. And so if the number on the screen is incorrect because of a software failure, the bank just loses a lot of money. And so PSA could have the same problem. So they're probably slow because it probably does a lot of problem testing during the software loop. All right, let's see. So we got some hellos here. All right. My iPhone still has the button on the bottom. That's an old iPhone. Here we are. Here's, whoa, look at this chocolate bikini outfit. So my theory is that this set might be kind of popular. This is now the third box of this we've sold. This is Nikke Precious. Okay, let's see. We've got this lady here. Here's this girl in her white kimono outfit. Nice. All right, so I think I'm just pulling regular pulls. Like these are just each pack comes with one of these full arts. So this is a premium. Okay, here we go. We've got your hit, right? Is this gonna be a hit? What do we have here? This is an SR. Okay. Oh, I get it. So this is like a full art. These are full arts. My eye was detecting that they were better. Yeah, this is a full art. These are non-full arts. They're in small boxes, but this one's actually a full art. Okay. So here's the rarity. Hollow, whatever this is, like the box, and then these are full arts. There's no box. Good. We're still looking for your hit. Let's see. Okay. So little room to work with when you're these from behind pictures are so funny. So little room to work with when you're doing a vertical stream. You got to squeeze everything into a little narrow alley. Okay, this will be it. What do you get? Oh, you got Techno Girl. I've no clue what I'm looking at. She's got like this sexy bikini outfit that barely covers her hoo-ha. But then she's got like a cape and she's got like super bionic legs or something. I don't know. We go, okay, very cool. The stance she's in makes her look very smart. She's like, whatcha? I built an app for my job in about 8 hours and got paid 10 grand. Really? I think that's one of the bigger hits. Now I'm scared there is a guilty. I wonder if a company will ever make a guy set for ladies. I don't know. I feel like they're not getting a fair shake, you know? Girls deserve a guy set. There should be a set and it's just like, you know, like handsome men. I love children, you know, or, hey, baby, you want to ride on my motorcycle? You know, that kind of stuff. There you go. All right. Mr. Matthew Rodriguez, let's find your bag. Oh, my goodness. I'm loving these new Nikkes. Let's see. How much is a box of this? We're currently doing $120 for a box. Keep in mind, this already includes the taxes. So the taxes are already paid. When you check out, there's no taxes. This also includes the cost of importing the product from Japan. And the boxes are pulled from a fresh case, a sealed case, which gives you the optimal chances for a large hit, whatever that might be. I don't actually know much about this product yet. Thank you, Matthew. Now, I'd like to take a second, since we have 50 people in here now, and show off the binder break. This is round 6. So we're in a fresh round. All right, and what do we have? So I put in some fresh tops. Those are pretty good. Here's some Tarukas. They're really weird. Weird. Here's Bulbasaur, Gyarados, and Zapdos, Pokemon Go. Here's the crown jewel of the binder break this time. It's this lovely Rayquaza. He is flipping around. He looks pretty good. Here we are. He might have a shot at a 10. He's at least near mint, but he might have a shot at a 10. We are. So I saw him. I said, okay, that guy will be a good anchor for the baggie, because the baggie's got to have something in it, you know. So here's a, this is probably grade 10 too, this Umbreon. Found one of those. These Korean cards, they don't exclusively grade 10, but they often do. They're just printed really well, right? Like, they're like made slightly different. I think they're made with more like plastic material. I mean, look at the back of this card. It's perfect. So anytime you see the Korean cards, like this Scissors, probably got a chance at a 10. Here's an Arcanine. So a little bit of the Korean cards. They're pretty cheap, so I just get to put as much of that as I want in there. This was a donation by Mr. Ivan Rodriguez. He donated this Dark Raticate, and it's freshly from a pack, so that maybe has a chance for a 10. I don't know. I didn't actually look. And then we've got these beautiful cards, and of course, we start out with some of these pokers. Now, these are rare. They're from the Leaf Green deck, one of the more rare decks, so you probably don't appreciate it as much as I do, because I specialize in poker cards. So there you go. That's the binder break so far. If you're worried about not being able to get a spot in there, buy a spot now instead of waiting for it to get too hot, because every day we're just going to add more cards to it. So if you want to make sure you have a shot at these, you will get into it early, not later, when everyone's rushing to get in, right? Because when there's only one spot left, 3 people will try to buy that spot at the same time if it's perceived as too fun or too hot or, you know, desirable to see it finish. Okay, all right. Yeah, you can actually get into the binder break before it's even formed. Kind of similar to the jumbo pack break if you just like being in there. Oh, there's only one sticker here. Speaking of which, just a reminder, here is the booster pack jumbo pack break. Nathan Norman and Chad are in here. There's 2 people in there. There we go. There's a lot of cards in there. It equals $165, I think. Okay. Just try to find some. I guess there really is none. None what? The bikini outfit gives her plus 10 dexterity. Well, that's actually probably realistic. If you're wearing heavy armor, you know, that's more drag on your body and maybe less flexibility. If you're in a bikini, if you're in your underwear, that's peak flexibility. That's top dexterity. All right, next up. In fact, I think if she took the bikini off. No, I'm messing with you. All right, so next up, we have an order. So Luke Laurie finished his slab away. Now we have Bill Barron, 2 spots in the mega sublist. So Bill always returns to the next sublist and keeps it on the move. Oh, Bill, this time around, it looks like it's just you right now. So here it is, Mr. Bill. That worked out for you last time. Maybe it'll work out this time too. You never know. So the mega sublist, round number 5 or something like that. It is up to 4 out of 10 spots. This gives you a chance for the mega sublist Nidoking. And to be honest, with how the market has changed over time, I actually now believe this guy's underpriced at just $4,000. I think he could easily be a $5,000 to $6,000 card. So if you haven't tried to win a spot in the Nidoking break with the sublist, or even if you're crazy in the head, take a potentially a $400 spot directly into the Nidoking break, you could be missing out on a very big deal here. So I do think he's underpriced at this point. When we started him, the market was a little more relaxed. Things are different now that the Logan Paul Illustrator sold for a record-breaking $16.4 million. Are you interested in selling sealed poker decks? No, definitely not. I'm interested in buying sealed poker decks. I'm buying more. All right, let's check the website. Website's turn. Okay, so 14 minutes ago, we have a Jeffy Weffy order. Jeff, what you got? Prismatic? All right, so you're going for that prismatic snipe, huh? I think a lot of people wanted that prismatic snipe. Prismatic. Fuji Bunko Volume 2. Okay. Wait, how many? Just one? Okay, Fuji Bunko Volume 2. Where am I storing Fuji Bunko 2? Here it is. And then you would like one of the very pricey Topps Naruto packs. Good luck in there. These have been an extremely fast seller because they're handing out one-of-ones. And it seems like it could be pretty easy to pull one-of-one comparatively compared to other sets. So that is a very big deal. Sneaker Bunko. Yes, here, take a Sneaker Bunko. And Ascended Heroes. So Ascended Heroes, I still have not received any more Ascended Heroes, guys. Oh, it looks like I have to go get more, in fact. So we're down to just 36 packs of Ascended Heroes. We're waiting on an ETB case to arrive. We're watching that market. It feels very expensive. But on the other hand, the Gengar just sold in a 10 for like 4.7 thousand. Like what? So I don't know what to think of that set. It's a very crazy set right now. I like it. It's just, I wish it was affordable. All right, let me go get it. All right, and here we are. Ooh. Just sent you a message for the Jumbo Pack Break on Discord. All right, so there's one spot in the Jumbo Pack Break. So let me get this. There we go. All right. There we go. Good. I think Brett was going to buy a whole box of Prismatic last night. A whole box. Oh, yeah, he was talking a little bit about that. There we go. I gotta try and keep up with that Prismatic, man. Sells too fast. So there we have it. Now, the Ascended Heroes is done. Good, we're ready to open this. This is actually kind of a sneaky expensive order because Ascended Heroes is a little pricey, and the Naruto's serious business. He's $54, so he is a very good pack of cards. We now have Nikke Precious on the menu. How nice is that? I want that Nidoking. You can take a shot at him for $40. It gives you a 1 in 10 odds to get a mega pack. And then once you have a mega pack, you then have a 1 in 10 odds of being pulled. So it's a 1/10/10 odds at $40. You could just buy in completely at $400. So then you'll have a straight up 1 in 10 odds. Yeah, he's a big deal. One person's going to get that Nidoking, and he's probably not worth 4,000 anymore. Here it is, Prismatic. No Super Snipe, Mr. Jeff. He is probably worth more like 5,000 or 6,000 these days, just because of the recent trend in the market. Okay, you pull one full art out of here. That set is going to crash. Which set? Prismatic? There we go. As difficult as it is to pull an SIR, people still love it. Yeah, I don't know what to think of it. I don't know what to think of it. It scares the heck out of me when I open it. Oh, that looks so pretty. Mega Audino. I feel like we keep pulling Mega Audino. Is that just me? Okay, Mega Arduino. Now for the tops. All right, where are we storing it, by the way, Jeff? I don't even know where we have your stuff right now. Ready? Oh, 10 out of 25. You got Jirobo. I don't know. He's kind of a fat guy. Sorry, Jirobo. You need to be like Hanata or something. There we go. He looks like a bad guy, though. He's got that purple outfit on. Does that make them a bad guy? I think that's how it works, right? Come on, dude. Why does this do this? There it goes. All right. Okay. We've got the End of Tears, Ganon Takedown, Kasami, A Failure's True Power, Kurenai, Kakashi, Naruto. There we go. There we go. All right, very lovely. So that's for you, Mr. Jeff. And let's go hunting for the Jeff bag. Let's see. Oh, there's that other pack. I was wondering where that went. Here's a 6 bag. Did you guys notice Miss 6 popped by the other day? She said she was feeling better. Give me a moment here. There we go. All right. Lovely. Let's go ahead and rotate these. Here's Whooper. Here's Pichu. And here's Sephiroth. How lovely. So that's the Jeff order taken care of. Thank you, Jeff. Let's see. We got an answer from Fanatic. So Fanatic says... Well, they didn't really answer very well. I hope this message finds you well. I wanted to make a moment to inform you an update regarding our fulfillment fees. Please know that these fees have been adjusted to better align with our cost of business based on the insured value of the item. Wow, dude. So if you send a $40,000 booster box to the Fanatics vault, remember that used to be PWCC. If you send a $40,000 booster box to them, which is what I was maybe interested in doing, they will charge you a 1% fee to get that box back. That's how they do it. So 90 days later, if you want that box back, you will pay them $400 for that box. That's like highway robbery, dude. What the fuck? Well, I guess we're not using their vault service. All right, now we know. Mr. Discord, you won't believe how much that card went up. I want a spot. All right, let's take a quick look. Mr. Ivan's going to show me. Now, that's the PSA copy of it. So the PSA copy is 19,000. What we have is the CGC 10, CGC 10. Here it is. So, but what I tend to do is I tend to value the CGC 10 at about 1/3 the value of a PSA 10. So if we take 20,000 and divide it by 3, look at that. You get about 6.6 thousand. So my intuition was about right. Because I said it's probably about a $6,000 card now. That was what I said. And so, yeah, I think this is probably a great break just because it's undervalued right now. It should have been valued at 400 times, I don't know, whatever 6,000 would have been. All right, maybe 4,000 times 15 or 400 times 15. So it's a good break. And I'm sad to see him go, but that's the nature of the breaks. The way the breaks work, if the price comes down on the card, I do not lower the price of the break. I could, but typically I won't. And if the value of the card goes up, we don't change it then either. So you guys get the price that we locked in that day on the break, okay? The only thing I can do is lower it. Can't raise it. That's what makes the breaks a lot of fun. All right. So Matthew Rodriguez, I got you. What? Thanks, Mr. Matthew. Oh, didn't somebody do a donation last night? Yeah, it was Mr. Brett. Mr. Brett did a donation. This brings him up to 30. No, it brings him up to 35. He did 35. All right, there it goes. So Brett did a donation last night. Did anyone else do a donation? I don't remember. Okay, we've got Pseudo Wudo. Light Flareon. You know, I guess the problem with that policy where I'm only allowed to lower it, I'm not allowed to raise it, it sort of incentivizes me to start the break higher than lower. You know what I mean? In a bull market, that is. All right. Now we've got an order from Arturo Perez for the Dark Porygon. Put it in the slab away. So Dark Porygon's all yours. That'll be your coolest card by the time you're done paying it. There it is, Mr. Arturo. I want to win the Nido King, then degrade with BGS in hopes of regrade in hopes of a 9.5 or 10. Well, I don't know if he will get a 10, but he's a very clean copy. Look at this. I've shown this card off before. He's a very clean copy. So I'm surprised if he couldn't cross into something. Here we are. All right, lovely. That was also why I was interested in him in the first place, because he was such a clean copy. But I gotta also have something for you guys for, you know, for breaks. I always gotta have some cool card. That's the hardest part about this job, is accepting, in order to have a cool Pokemon shop, you always have to give up some crown jewel at some point. And it's so hard to do that. It's really difficult. All right, Mr. Arturo, we're starting you over here. It is so unintuitive to give something up. I'll start you in March. Give you a little leeway. And this was what? PSA 10, Porygon, Neo 4, $370, $350 remains. All right. I think it's Dark Porygon. Yeah, Dark Porygon too. Cool, man. All yours. So Dark Porygon's gone now. We have Miss Kayla, 2 Japanese Mega Sips and 2 Korean Black. 2 Korean Black? You got it. Where's my Mega Simps? Here's some Mega Simps. I want to win that Nido King. Oh, I already read that. All right. Taxes robbery. I mean, some taxes are always needed. And then humans get into this thing where we want to help the poor and we say, hey, let's do it with taxes. But there's this like line you cross over where it's no longer about taking care of like the sick and the weak and the handicapped and the elderly. It crosses over into a line into people who just kind of believe they're entitled to your stuff and they don't want to have to go to work. I know that sounds kind of crazy, but there's a good amount of people. I think everyone just kind of wants someone else to do their work for them. That's why slavery exists. You know what I mean? So there's this line you cross where you start to look at it as, hey, maybe somebody else should just provide me with the house and with the food and with maybe a nice job and with my health care and with, you know, just virtually everything. It's like, no, dude, you got to do some of that yourself. So there's a line. The question is, where is that line? But I don't know. Is taxes really robbery? Not necessarily. It's kind of like a social contract that we all live within. You live in this country. You benefit from living here. You agree to pay the taxes. But it needs to be a limited thing, a finite thing. It shouldn't be unlimited. There should be only so much that you have to pay. I think as you approach taxing somebody at 50% of their income, that's when it starts to feel like robbery. That's when it starts to feel like slavery. If you're going to take 50% of all of the productivity of somebody, it just gets crazy. A lot of people say they just want that tax rate like on the wealthy. Oh, we'll just tax the wealthy that way. They're unreasonable. They make money because they own the factory, the means of production, right? They say that. But when you actually look at countries like Australia and the UK and France, it's the middle class that pays 50% of their income. And I'm not exaggerating. Like 50%, almost 50% income tax rates begin in the UK when you start earning like 40,000 pounds, which is in America, that's about 60,000. So it's like just a normal person making a normal income is paying almost 50% taxes. Now, it doesn't look directly like that because the income tax will say something like 35%, I think, but you haven't calculated in the fact that you still pay property taxes. So do you own a home? Yeah. Okay, well, you got to pay that tax. And then after they've taxed your income, you go to spend the leftover money, right? What you earned. Well, they do sales tax. So you have to pay taxes when you actually use your money. The real amount they're taking is 50 or more. So it gets really outrageous. And people just kind of lie down and take it. They're just like, yes, daddy, take all my money, daddy. And it's not good. You have a right to your labor, which is your life. You give up your life hours to create that money. You have a right to it. The government doesn't. No matter how many poor people live in Africa or whatever, you got poor people in your backyard, no matter how many of them exist, you have a right to your life and your labor. You have a right to that. So you have to stand up for yourself a little bit, I think. And they don't teach you that in school, do they? That's not what you're learning in school these days. All right, let's see. Miss Kayla, if you lie down, they'll take everything from you. That's how it works in this world. If you do not fight people, the government, the corporation, people who think you have too much, whatever it is, they will take everything from you that they can. That's how this world works. That's why we have thieves too. They just get violent about it. Other people are like, we can organize and take your money. So Kayla, did you need a new bag? Oh, she says she needs a new bag. Okay, let's get that new bag. You know, if a guy breaks into your house and steals your money out of your wallet, that's actually it's not really that different than if a group of hippies create a socialism party and tax the money out of your wallet. It's effectively the same thing in the end. The hippies say, hey, you've got too much of that. You'll have to give it to us now. So if they create a socialism party to take your money away, they're just organizing to rob you. But taxes are still important. Taxes pay for a lot of other functions. And I do think it's appropriate to pay for the weak and the elderly and, you know, people who have just been, they're handicapped, they've got an unfair disadvantage. That's all fine. It's just got to be limited to a certain degree. There has to be like you're stepping over the line point. All right, taxation. I love that subject. Ivan Rodriguez, Knight of King break spot, mister. All right, you got it. Here we go. It's a good idea to be in this one, I think. Good luck in there. So the way this works, if you get pulled, you don't get the Knight of King from this. What you do is you get a spot in the Knight of King. So this sublist is effectively for a chance for a spot. It's pretty hardcore. It's because he's so expensive. All right. Getting taxed is an American privilege. Maybe. I mean, I feel privileged for living in this country. I really do. I feel privileged for living in America. It's one of the good countries to live in. There's a couple good countries, and this is one of them. And so I'm happy to pay my taxes. I just don't want my government wasting it. And there's all kinds of nasty ways to waste my money. You know. Let's see. Everyone wants their fingers in the pie. All right, let's see what you guys are saying. I'm just holding, no selling for me unless it's this booster box for premium. I believe we should only be taxed on purchases, not income. Yeah. I mean, if they did it that way, people might buy less product because what'll happen is they'll raise taxes on goods so high to replace the income tax that you'll look at the price of the good and say, I'm not buying that. So that could have a unintended consequence of sabotaging the economy, you know? So you have to really think these things through. Nicholas Pacheco, he's here. He says, Tops Naruto ×2. You got it. 2 Tops Narutos. All right. That bag is going to turn into a box on tonight's stream. What? What are you talking about? That sounds like a threat. Beautiful, decent priced land and no taxes in New Hampshire. Yeah, New Hampshire is one of the no tax states. But did you know they do have something called a business tax that other states don't have? So they say almost everyone gets no taxes. So if I moved there, I would not get the no taxes status. I would pay, I think it's 7%. I would pay 7% for having a business. And it's cool and all. I mean, the state still has to gather taxes somehow. All right, what we got? Oh, yes. Here is a 10 out of 10 Tsunade. Ooh, all right. Let's go ahead and sleeve this up. Able-bodied people should work. Yeah, there's a lot of able-bodied people who are work-averse. I don't think of this as just like a moral right versus wrong, liberal versus, conservative. I don't think of it that way. I think of it in a scientific way. And I think the way it works is people are born with a certain level of pain tolerance. And so if you're born with a very low pain tolerance, no one can see that on you. It's in your brain. People can't see into your brain. So it just becomes apparent by your behaviors, but there's no visible sign that you were born with a very shallow pain tolerance. And I think people who are born that way, they're fragile. I think they're fragile. A difficult moment just shatters them. It makes them give up. And I think what they end up doing is they end up reaching for something to regulate their emotions. And that could be like drugs. So these are people who, they can't tolerate the world. They can't cope. And they reach for drugs. And then they become somebody with no job and a drug addiction. So I think that it works probably a little bit like that. That's my theory. It's called being a fragile person. So if you're too fragile, you're not going to make it. You got to be kind of tough. Here's Kakashi. Ooh. Here's Itachi. You know, you get addicted to antidepressants, anti-anxieties, alcohol, and then eventually something hard like fentanyl or something. Here's Ino. Here's Tayuya. So humans are fragile and we can only handle so much stress, and the world's very stressful. I mean, it's just like, dude, the world's a dark place. Let's be clear, right? But so if you think about it, people are on a scale from least fragile to most fragile. Maybe I had a high pain tolerance for work, so I just worked more because it was easy. And maybe the guy next to me who's not having a great go at life, maybe he has a very low tolerance for pain, work pain, so he just doesn't work very hard. So now he's got no money. So now he doesn't have a girlfriend. So now he's alone and he's sad, and his family doesn't like him because he's not impressive and da-da-da-da-da, you know? And then what does he do? He's like, well, I know how to feel good. Drugs. All right, here we go, Mr. Nicholas. That is one of my theories about how it all works. I didn't get that from a book or anything. I just thought about it. It's probably something approximating that. Let's see. You know, because I think also to make a lot of money in life, you have to be very high pain tolerance. So the higher your pain tolerance for work, the further you go. You go really far if you have a good pain tolerance. That's one of the things I realized. All right, we're going to split this into two baggies. You're a two baggies kind of guy now. What do you think of that? Let me refresh on the comment section because it's frozen. I'm eating bacons and toast. Hell yeah, dude. That's the breakfast of champ. I don't know about the toast, but the bacon's good. But I wish you could eat bacon all the time. Apparently, it's no good for you. It makes me sad. All right, Mr. Getting taxed as American privilege. Smart ass you must be. How do you feel about the legendary collection of reverse hollows over time? It's like my favorite set. It's like my favorite. And I wish I'd bought so much more of it. But it was always expensive, which kind of stopped me. Here you go, Mr. Nicholas. Oh, that says baggie number 2 on it already. So this is what, baggie number 3? Whoa! I grew up in abuse and was forced into a youth agreement when I was a kid. Onto a youth agreement. So with the zero support systems, I was put onto government assistance. Then when I tried to get mental help. I think there was supposed to be more of that. Yeah, I mean, so that's another thing. So I think if you're exposed to traumatic situations, abuse, I think I had some exposure. I'm pretty sure I did. It sort of warps your sense of reality, you know? So some of that occurs too. That's not helpful. And you got to, in my opinion, you got to do a lot of reading. You got to start reading things and getting other perspectives so that your brain doesn't stay sort of like cooked from all of the bad stuff that you witnessed. But, you know, I think no matter what, there is an element of my personality type that is persistent from that. And that is, I'm a very pessimistic person as a result. So, you know, you don't forget what the bad thing people are capable of doing. You don't forget that. And it leaves you very pessimistic. So, and this allows you to question things in life like religion and politicians. And, you know, you assume the worst sometimes. Makes you a little paranoid. Here's Jeff, Chinese 151 surprise pack. Here you go. Yeah, those are things I think about. Let's see. Do I ever sound like a pessimist? Sometimes I'm a pessimist. Okay, 2 Union Arena Precious. All right. Let's see. Yeah, chat caught me coming off. Basically, what I was saying is they throw you onto disability because they don't actually have answers for you. They would rather throw you onto social assistance. Yeah, man, I didn't even get the social assistance. Maybe that was good for me, though. I don't know. It's hard to say. So when I ran away from home, I was homeschooled, right? So I knew nothing about the government. The government was almost just like an idea to me. Like I knew cops existed, but I had no clue what socialism is. I had no clue about support. My family never received support of any type. You know, no food stamps, nothing. And so I had no clue any of that stuff existed when I ran away. And so I just suddenly had nothing. And I was in total crisis mode for many years, actually. I was in total crisis mode financially. So it was a very extreme feeling. And I survived it by just working like crazy. Like I valued my job so much. It was literally my lifeline because I had no backup plan. There was no backup plan. There was no social safety net. It didn't exist to me in my mind. It was either fail and go homeless or succeed and eat food. And but you know, I was young and hardworking, so it all worked out, I guess. But I don't think it works out for everyone all the time. So that's the deal, right? All right, here goes, Mr. Jeff. Precious. Ooh. Topps Chrome is underrated. Picking up foil 10s all day for 50 to 60 bucks. Oh yeah, that's a cool set, man. Yeah, it's underrated. I agree actually, and I just been kind of hodling my Topps cards this whole time. All this time I've been hodling them because I know they've got to have some kind of value that isn't being seen or recognized. So I felt that way about them the whole time, and it takes a lot of that's a kind of skill to hold on to a card when everyone else is telling you it doesn't have any value. That's a kind of skill to be able to say that, to say, hey, you know, you guys all think this doesn't have any value, but I do. to believe that and to also be right, that's tricky. It's tough. All right, there we go. Because you also have to be right about it. Because if it really doesn't have any value, then you're just buying something no one's ever going to buy. Nothing crazy in this round. I'm sorry to hear all about that, Mr. Is This Real Life? They throw you on a disability because they don't have answers for you. I don't know how my life would have turned out if I had received government help at all. Maybe it would have been a good thing. Maybe it would have been a bad thing. I have to assume it would have been a bad thing because all of the things that happened to me in life led me up to this point. And so I have to assume that all of the bad things that happened to me worked out in this sort of, you know, what do they call that, butterfly effect, where here I am with a cool career, a great audience, and Pokemon cards that, you know, people get angry that I have them because they're so nice. They get mad at me. Stop showing off your cards. I had a guy mad at me in the comment section because he said it's just all about money for me, you know, and I was like, well, if it was all about money, why didn't I sell them? Why am I still holding? If it's all about money, why would I want to collect these and not like the stock market or crypto or something, you know, impersonal? And the fact of the matter is, I really do just like collecting. That's hard to believe maybe, but it's true. I just actually like collecting. That was why I liked it when I was a kid. I liked it back then too. Here's Boot. Back then, it wasn't about money. You just lost money when you collected. When you're a kid, everybody knew that. You're just spending all your money on cards. Here's Dominic Perry. Nido King Break Spot. You got it, man. All right. Nido King Break Spot. Mr. Dominic, how's it going, man? I had a friend named Dominic when I was younger. Okay. There we go. Very nice. I worked 10 times harder before. Oh, okay. So you're saying once you receive that income, you know, I've heard this theory before that when somebody kind of tosses free money at you, it ironically sabotages your ambition. I've heard of that. And I've heard that that's why when children grow up with parents of means, those children rarely do as well as their parents because they just don't have that cutting, shark-like personality that made their parents so successful. But the parents built that shark-like personality from necessity. You know, it's kind of carved out of stone kind of situation. So, but the children don't have that. We call that like silver spoon and all that, right? Oh, he's a silver spoon in his mouth. Here's Vulpix, no rarity. Let's place it into that box for 25 bucks. Really ought to be 30, actually. Yeah, he's going in for 30. This is no rarity Vulpix, and it's a very rare card. All right. So you can re-roll him from 30. All right. It puts you in a dumb chokehold because if I work, the government takes every dollar. What's the incentive to work if I get less from working? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've heard about that, too. I've heard that the government rips away all that bonus money if you go out there and you work hard. So what you do instead is you sort of configure your life around the free money, but it's never good free money. It's just sort of some free money. So you fall into this sort of mediocrity that you're scared to break out of because, you know, it's just better to have that than to take a big risk. It's very interesting. No rarity. Vulpix. Yeah, you know, socialism has unintended consequences. People don't talk about it. They just fundamentally view it as good. What I view good is productivity. So that's what I view as fundamentally good. When everyone's productive, all problems just melt away. All problems are solved if everyone's just productive. Because in society, you don't have a money problem. You always have this other thing, a productivity problem. That solves all the problems, the productivity does. All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Dominic. I appreciate it, man. You have to start working for the benefits versus the actual pay. You have to rewire your own brain to understand that work has value other than getting paid. Yeah, exactly. Here's Cash App. Well, and when you're out there experiencing the success, when you're out there seeing that it can work, when you're out there seeing that there's like a ladder to climb, you get more motivated. Kind of like if you're, building muscle and you see yourself looking good in the mirror and you get more into it. Well, becoming successful in a career works the same way. You witness the progress, and that witnessing drives more progress. So you miss out on that whole experience if you've just been sort of sabotaged with a little bit of free money. Is like, here, don't try any of that. Don't play the game, right? If you play the game every day, you get better at it. It's practice, right? But if you're just watching everyone else play and you're not trying at all because you're getting a little bit, enough to live off of, you've been sabotaged. Your ambition's been sabotaged. And so it's weird. The government could be robbing you of building character, essentially. And it's hard to make that argument because I don't think people want to listen to that. But I think it's a real thing. It is. All right, so here's Boo for 65. I really like Boo. This is a cool card. Let's place him up into the box. I just steal other people's spoons. I drink your milkshake. I drink it up. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There we go. That is pristine 10 Boo. So cool. Boo, poker, B10. No, can I buy Boo? Yeah, you can absolutely buy Boo. I was just about to put him in there. Sorry about that. I didn't think there was, I didn't realize there was a buyer. All right, let me put that back. You can absolutely buy Boo. He's right here. I'll set him to the side for you, okay? He's cool. We just sold the other 2 poker cards the other day. Now, next up, we have an order from Victor Kokiko, spot on the Nido King. Did we already do that? Wait a second. Did we already do that? We already did that, right? No, we didn't do that. Okay, Victor Kokiko. Here you go. Business taxes are not fun. Dealing with that now. Yeah. I have an accounting team. They do a lot of it for me, but I have to pay them, get this, $700 per month. That's one of the expenses of doing what I'm doing over here that you guys don't see. So when you see my pricing, you just assume it's all profit going straight into my money, or profit going straight into my pocket. You have to realize, first I have to make $700 just to pay for accounting. So $700 of profit just covers the accounting. There we go. All right, it's pretty nutty. By the way, and that's just the accounting. When the taxes are done, the taxes are a separate cost, and the taxes, depending on how complex they are, can cost between $3,000 to $6,000 to file with the tax guy. So $700 a month, and then $3,000 to $6,000 to pay for the tax filing. Because it's by the way, it's a massive thing to file all these little orders and all this stuff. It ends up being, I guess it ends up being a lot of work. I don't know. It's just really expensive. They know everything about my business, so maybe they know what they can charge me. I don't know. I could get a different company, but they've been working with me so long. That's why they tell people to go into accounting, by the way, because those guys are making good money. Accounting pays money, guys. All right. Yeah, you can go start your accounting firm. So that's Nicholas Pacheco, Jeff Leon, Dominic Perry, Jeff Leon. So we're all caught up. Whew. So now I get to work on maybe the binder break. Let's grab this binder break. So for those of you just joining, there's some fresh cards in here, some Tarukas, some Korean cards, just some fillers. But look at that. That's a full art. That's nice. That's an AR. There's a nice guy. Here's an Umbreon. That's nice. Some Nikkes in here. That is the chase card in the binder break. So here it is. It's Rayquaza. We got some nice hollows. We got Dark Raticate. He's pack fresh. Some Mario poker. Some Pokemon poker. Lots of Pokemon poker. And a little bit of filler back here. So that's where we are so far in the binder break. Remember, if you wait till the last second to get in here, like there's one spot left, you could miss it. Ooh, let's work on the pack split. I said there'd be a new pack split, and there is going to be one. Master, can you add Charizard poker? I could, if we did that, it would have to be a really expensive break, though. Here we are. It's not impossible. It would just have to be really expensive. There we go. Mister, no, I have another order I placed 5 minutes ago. Oh, I probably need to hit refresh then. Okay, no problem. Let's go get that. Let's see. I was going to have an Eggo waffle today for breakfast, but then I saw I was out of syrup, so I gave up. What do you guys think of that? These are serious problems. So this should be under Pokemon English Old. Ancient Origins is 240. So it's a $24 break. I've been asking for years. I'll do the accounting for cheaper. Yeah, maybe. I'm scared to change because, again, they've been doing this for a while. So they know how it all works. I'm scared to make a big change. It's not a small thing to do my accounting. You have to like log into like 20 of my accounts. I have all these accounts you have to log into. I don't know. I'm scared to set up something that's already functioning. Scared to change something that's already functioning. There we go. Oh. Same with the Stadium Poker Zard. Oh, yeah, he's cool too, man. But again, it would just be a phenomenally expensive break if we put that in there. So let's try this again. Let's hit refresh. Oh, I see. This was already a new order. Oh, it just looks kind of like the other one. So 3 Japanese Union Arenas. Is that right? And that means, oh, yes. Okay, that's what it is. Well, it's windy outside. What the hell? Dude, it's blowing like a tornado out there. 3 Union Arenas. Speaking of tornadoes, I'm in Missouri and we're heading toward tornado season. It's that time, guys, where the cold air and the warm air meet. We are heading into tornado season, where I could just get unlucky and a Category 5 tornado could end up on top of my home. So wish me luck. I've been lucky so far for 36 years. Everybody in Missouri isn't that lucky. Some people die. Like every year, a couple people die or get injured from tornadoes in Missouri. So we'll see how it turns out for me this year. Can you host an Evolving Skies box break? I definitely could. I would have to see if I would need to open a new case of them. If I have to open a new case, I probably wouldn't. Ooh, the Hat Girl. Okay, here's the Hat Girl. And Boobies Girl. All right, there you have it. Very nice. Here we are. Yeah, tornado time. Every time this year, Karis gets very nervous because she's just waiting for disaster. All right. All right. All right. Good. I placed on the website. Mr. Have Time, check Discord message. Let's see what that's all about. Let's see. Oh, I see. Okay, so you found one for 4.5. Very nice. Oh, I like that Palkia you found. That one's kind of cool. That's kind of cheap. Let's see. Cool looking Mewtwo. You should look at this account. Let's see. Yeah, let's see. We'll sort by newly listed. You know, CGC 10s have done overall pretty well for me. Have you guys had a good time with CGC 10s? CGC 10s have treated me well. Let's see. Is this the... Oh, that's a 9, though. I was going to say, those Black Star promos are... those are hard to find in the older sets. Let me hit CGC on this. I don't know why, but this song has totally grown on me. Okay, was it this one that I was looking at? Oh, let's take a quick look at this. Is this a Black Star promo? Oh, it's not a Black Star promo. Okay, that's all right. Very cool, man. All right, if it was a Black Star promo, that would have been more interesting. Here's Miss Sarah. She says, "Boo Slab, please." Here you go, Sarah. All yours. Seems kind of underpriced for $65, doesn't it? Because it's a pristine 10. That's cheap for any pristine 10. Okay, Mr. Edwards says prismatic English. Okay, just getting the next order done here. CGC pristines are the bee's knees. There are a lot of cards I've never seen before. Question, mister, if we do consignment box break, do we get paid out as the pack is sold or when it's all finished? If it's a cheaper box, we'll do it when the box is finished. If it's an expensive box, we'll do it per pack. How does that sound? Also, we have pretty dynamic pricing. So if we set a price and then next week the price doubles on, like, let's say eBay, we will actually raise the value of your box. So selling it one pack at a time can actually benefit you if it doesn't sell out right away. We are. Here's Atticus. Like that happened with Ancient Origins. When I started selling it, I think it was like $165 per pack. And when we finished selling it, it was like $250 or something like that. It was more expensive by the end. There you go. One prismatic, Edward B. Cornelio. Still trying to snipe Shahir, I see. Poor guy. All right, let's grab this. Popping this in here. There are some at the bottom of the list. CGCs are the pristine. Question, mister, if we do consignment. Yeah, if anyone's looking to sell a booster box here on the table, I can definitely help with that. I can help with that. I can help with really anything. We'll sell anything for you guys. All right. So, by the way, we have a consignment slab up on the table right now, not this one. We're doing something new with the slabs where the table shall always have a consignment slab. I just pick whatever the next best one is. So here is Farewell Team Rocket. One person that is in it, Mr. Chad is. You can see it's Anthony Kalura's card. And so it's already halfway sold because we turned it into a break. We've never done that before. Consignment slabs have never been breaks before. But we're doing that right now. There will always be one consignment break running. All right, so we're done with that. Next up, we have Nicholas Pacheco. And he says, Nihil 0 times 2. Hey, what's up, man? I got a box of XY Evolution I'm trying to sell. I'm open-minded to that. If you want to do that, we can host an XY Evolution box break. I'm trying to transition into doing more consignment because I view it as sort of like a very large business. Like, obviously there's demand for buying, but I think there's equally a lot of demand for selling because so many people now own product that they're looking for ways to liquidate. Okay, so Cardos Disney 100 Wonder. Cardos Disney. Where's that going to be? It should just be called Cardos Disney. It gets confusing with the other words. Here it is. So it's this guy right here. And now that this baggie is empty, I have to go get a fresh box. And then also a Japanese electric breaker. Cool. I think we're actually running out of electric breaker. Finally. It took a while, but here we go. So let me go get more Cardos Disney. I have a lot of different ETBs. I can help you with that too. If you have stuff you want to get rid of, if you want to sell it, we can either cash you out or turn it into store credit, either one. So let's say you're not happy with some of your ETBs and you would rather have slabs. You could do that. Let's say you got slabs and you'd rather turn them into seal product or something like that. We could do that for you. So, but we're very interested in this now. All right, I'm back. I believe consignment will play a larger role in our business over time because so many people have product to sell. All right, and what I've done over here is I've created a very good way to sell. Our table gets a lot of attention, and we have a lot of fun things like breaks, box breaks. People come here to participate in that. There we go. There we go. I feel XY is in the hot spot for a big jump. I feel like it already went through the big jump, but it's still going to keep creeping upwards. There we go. Yeah, I already feel like it went through the big jump. The big jump already occurred not too long ago, but it's going to keep moving. Ooh, nothing's really affordable. But, you know, WotC goes up, Sword and Shield goes up, Sun and Moon goes up. It all goes up. But there was a big jump recently in XY that made it nearly unaffordable. It's like $6,000 now to get like a box of Ancient Origins. Like, that's a big jump. Here goes. What we got? The Goof. And Peter Pan. Ooh, Peter Pan. All right. What is the price range you're looking for to do a box split? Are you talking about a box break? You're asking me what am I looking for? Well, I can do anything. I'll set up probably most things. You can offer anything you want. Like maybe you've got a box of, I mean, if it's the most modern stuff, like this recent Scarlet Violet and Mega Evolution stuff, I don't know if I need any product for that. But if you want to do like Sword and Shield Lost Origins, or if you want to do Unified Minds from Sun and Moon or something like that, we can definitely have a discussion about that. Cool. And it's actually a perfect method to do something like pay off a slab away if you're trying to do consignment that turns into store credit. So you can do consignment to pay off a slab away or to build store credit or whatever you'd like to do. That's Nicholas Pacheco. Here we are, Mr. Nicholas. But yeah, I've acknowledged over time that the difference today about the market is that everybody has cards now. So helping people sell has to be considered a significant part of doing Pokemon card business. Now, wait a second. We didn't get enough Japanese packs. We got to get you 3 more of the electric breakers. I see that now. 3 more electric breakers. Nicholas Pacheco, have no fear. I saw that as I was reviewing it. Ta-da! Sent you a picture of just some of the ETBs, but my other room has much more. ETBs, we'd probably do like I guess maybe like a booster box break. Not like each person gets 1 pack, but like we keep a sealed scenario. We are, ooh, it's Mesprit. There we go. Here's, oops. I don't know, we could have it be that the ETB gets open too. There we are. All right, 1 Mesprit it is. I'll send you a massage and go from there. All right, thank you, Nicholas. Let's grab your bag once more. Nicholas Pacheco. Very good. By the way, I'd just like to mention, we actually have 3 people in the jumbo pack break. We just need 1 more person and it goes off. So I'm not advertising that enough, but that's how it is. There it is. So that's 3 out of 4. Dylan Cranfield, I got that done. I can trade slabs I have with you for store credit, hypothetically speaking. Yeah, that's possible to do. That's always been possible. You can also just take them and tell me you'd like to sell them on consignment. So you might like pull a slab from a slab break and go, hey, I'd rather turn that into store credit than keep it because I'm not interested in that one. All right. Just hit refresh here and hit refresh here on the website. Let's get a little rotation going. The Starly, the Quillfish, and Quips Hunter. How cute is that? Now, take a look at this, guys. We have this giant slab, and it is almost done. This is the new lightning break, and I think it's halfway done, or it's more than halfway done. I can't remember, but here it is. Beautiful Mewtwo and Mew. If you're a Mewtwo fan, you might be interested. That's 2019 Jumbo Slab. Very cool, very hard to grade. Very expensive to grade, by the way. A lot of the cost is just the cost of the grading itself. Okay, the jumbo pack break is going off. Here it is. Oops. Come on now. There we go. I have a lot of special collection boxes as well. I need collection rehab. This is going to say Victor Kokiko. There we go. Set this here. All these beautiful packs. Now let's go grab some of these. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. 1 person shall pull the jumbo pack break. Ta-da! I have a lot of special collection boxes. Well, I need collection rehab. There we go. Here we are. Here we are. Okay. And here's Psyduck. All right, so Psyduck is in there. Let's do a little shuffle behind the screen so you don't know where he went. We do that so you don't know where he went. And now, a little shuffle. It's only 4 packs, really. So all that matters pretty much is your number, guys. All right, give me a number to split the packs. Ooh. You can also ask me to do consignment on non-Pokemon products. So if you have like products that you think are hard to move, 7. What would 7 be? It'd be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There it goes. All right. Okay, so in here are the names. Flip this around. Again, I'll put it behind screen so you can't see it. And now let's go ahead and shuffle these. I do that recently when I have just like 4 cards to shuffle. I bring them behind the screen. So even if you saw where the name started, you can't see where they are anymore. So you can't call out a number that puts like, you know, Dylan on spot number 1 or whatever, right? We do that for both of these in the event someone's so good they could actually track the shuffle. All right, give me a number. I always buy 2, 1 to open, 1 to keep sealed. 3, 1, 2, 3. I love trades, guys. I love trades. I love all kinds of stuff. Activity in general. Although slab trades can be kind of tricky. So Nathan Norman. Code. Sorry, Nathan. Dylan Cranfield is number 2. Could it be Dylan Cranfield today? Oh, Dylan. Very naughty, Mr. Dylan. And so that leaves us with Chad, who's going to pull the little bear, and Victor Kokiko. Ta-da. All right, that's the end. Now, Mr. Dylan, you could keep this side deck drawing, or you can trade it to me for the jumbo pack break. I'll assume that you want to trade him away. Oh, wait, I just put 2 in there, so I got to remember next time not to update it. All right, Sodic's looking kind of crazy right now, isn't he? He's looking real crazy. Setting this here. Weird, weird. Very nice. Okay. Ooh. Look at all these guys. So beautiful. So how do I do this? It's so hard to do it in vertical mode. I swear, there's so little space. Let me try moving these slabs over here. Ah, that helps a little bit. Okay. We're going to start with these sealed tops packs. Let's start there. After 100 breaks, you could encapsulate and sell on the table or make it a break. You have to choose to keep it. That's the only way. You have to choose to keep the side deck. So somebody who pulls the break has to say, no, I want the side deck. And then we'll probably offer to encapsulate it. No way, man. Now get in there and clean up that mess. I've never watched these episodes of The Simpsons. I really ought to, but this was before it was like a show on like Fox or something. It is, or whoever it was back then. No way, man. There's Bart Simpson wearing blue. Not his classic red and blue. He's wearing blue and blue. Ta-da. Here's Donkey Kong. So this is 1982 Donkey Kong. The Donkey Kong box break ended, if you guys were watching that. Mr. Brett Love pulled it, I believe. Very lucky. That was a authenticated 1982 Donkey Kong box. Super cool. I had it in my personal collection, but you know, lately I've been letting a lot of my stuff go because I'm trying to devalue my home. I actually have too much value in my home. It's scary. Like we were just talking about going into tornado season. It's like, well, if it's not in my home, I don't have to worry about it blowing away in a tornado. Ooh. Ooh. All right, so that is what one of these looks like. These are from 1982. They're very bizarre. There's a couple of them that look kind of fun, but you didn't get any of them this time. They're all pretty simple. The No Way Man Bart is pretty neat, though, isn't it? Now, let's snip these. Some of the SpongeBob cards are crazy. Old Simpsons was great. After 100 breaks, you should encapsulate and sell on the table or make it a break. Well, one thing I could sell is my very nice SpongeBob sealed tops box. How about that? Would that be cool? We're talking about selling stuff. Here we are. That side deck, though, again, he needs to be pulled. He has to have a story to him. Some of the SpongeBob cards are crazy. Let's snip this. I love that there's a kind of a hobby for SpongeBob now, you know. SpongeBob's very cute. But it shows you the potential for many brands like Minecraft to get more into making, so there's no Topps Minecraft set, right? The only company that's printed Minecraft is Panini. That's the only company that's printed Minecraft. And when Top starts printing Minecraft, which they probably eventually will, man, we're going to go ham on that set. I love Minecraft. But right now, you can still enjoy it with the Panini collection. It's just that Topps Chrome is so premium and desirable. There we go. All right. So now the rest of the jumbo pack break to be opened. The SpongeBob sketch cards go for thousands. Do they really? That's cool, man. No way, man. All right. Here we have a holo. Toa. Toa. Krakatoa. Okay. Here's Metsuzu Kuromi Carnival. All right. Here's Code Geass. Charles Z. Britannia. What? I don't know about all that. So you got some interesting stuff going on here. Here's Final Fantasy. Onion Knight. Bahamut. Gundam. Okay, nothing crazy popping out so far, actually. We've been busting through some of these. Pretty standard pulls. You never know what you're going to get in the jumbo pack break. Could be a big chase card. Here's Absol. Okay, Chinese Absol with some holos. One Piece PRB2, very popular right now. Okay, looks like you're going to get this guy, the hack guy, whose name is now escaping me for some reason. There we go. All right. He has Ace's powers. His name is blah, blah, blah. His name is Paduk. Going this way. Here's 151. Ah, darn, just a Marowak. Okay, not the Pikachu Gengar like we would have hoped. Here's a gold one. Matchless Fighters. Silver Tempest. Keldeo. Wow, their names are similar, aren't they? Here's Phantasmal Flames. Not getting any luck so far, but we have Destined Rivals next. Maybe Destined Rivals is hot. No, ooh, yeah, a little bit. Here's a little Team Rocket's Taiwanese tall. Now I'm a big fan of this card. I really like this. I say this a lot, but I feel like Destined Rivals holographics are going to carry it as a set over time. Let me reset this music. All right, there we go. Ascended Heroes. No luck in the Ascended Heroes either. That sucks. Lost Abyss. Here's a Metagross. Here's Fruit of Grisai. Oh, Fruit of Grisai full art. That's very nice. Put this here. Move this over here. Still got to expedite grade it, though. I don't know if I should go for authentic or an actual grade. There we go. Very nice. Aha. All right. And Chainsaw Man. How about a Siggy? No. The odds for a signature are pretty small. Here's Fusion Art. Cold. And Ochinoko. Hey, that's kind of cool. They got the box at the top. That's so weird looking. All right, some full arts popping out of those Weiss cards near the end. There you have it. All right. Sabo, thank you. I got my SpongeBob sketch for $2.30 before the hype. There we go. Tossing this over here. Whew. So nice. Ooh, Tyranitar Kekleo. Charles Z. Britannia. Ooh, all right, there you have it. That is the entire jumbo pack break. How nice is that, Mr. Dillon? You only had to pay 40 bucks for that. That was pretty lucky. Let's grab your bag. Unfortunately, in this jumbo pack break, I didn't see any major pulls. No big explosions in there. Makes me think, you know, we ought to have like one Topps Chrome of something. Because Topps Chrome always feels like you're getting a hit. Okay, that's Dylan Cranfield. You have a very fat bag, by the way. All right, good. Woo. Let's check the queue. Who's in the queue? Anybody? Let's check the barbecue. Close this, close this, close this. All right, all right, all right. How about over here? Man, it's perfect outside. All right, there's nobody in the queue. We have an empty queue. You know what that means. We're making another round of the jumbo pack break. Step number 1, Fruit of Grisaille. That's the last pack. We're sold out. That's the last pack of Fruit of Grisaille. All right, and here's this. Whoa. All right, so here's 3 packs here. And let's see. Let's grab one of these Union Arenas. Lovely. I'm going to grab a couple of these. I'm going to grab a couple of these. What's this over here? Some kind of Weiss Schwarz pack? I don't even know what that is. How about some of these? I'm standing up. Standing. Okay, I'm coming back. Hey guys, how's it going? So here's a Card Wars, a Peanuts Classics. Here's a Wild Resurgence. Okay, toss that in for free. Oops. All right. I kind of keep those packets over there now to kind of clean things up a bit. All right, we'll do another final fantasy. I'm gonna grab one of these. Okay, we got a little Royal Blood. I'm gonna grab one of these. EV1. Okay, so a little bit of One Piece going in there. Let's grab a cheap Nikke pack. All right, and we'll grab a Rocket pack and a Blue Sky Stream. And one of these. So we got a couple of those. Now we're gonna also have to grab an Ascended Heroes. We have to have an Ascended Heroes, and we have to have a Phantasmal Flames. And I say this time we get a Silver Tempest. Wait, we already had a Silver Tempest, right? Yeah, Silver Tempest was in there before. Did I find a Shrouded Fable somewhere? Where did I put that? I don't know where that is. Let's grab a Future Flash. And let's grab a... What else should we grab? Here's a Roaring Skies. Not Roaring Skies, an Ancient War. Doop, doop, doopy, doopy, doo, doo. Scoopity buns. All right, here we go. Look at that. Doesn't that look nice? Doesn't that look tasty? I love the variety. Oops. I don't think this adds up to 160. Let's start adding it. It's a nice starting point, though. Send you more pictures if you're interested. Let me know. Oh, for like consignment? Here we go. Let's see. Wow, you're a collector, man. You got a lot of stuff. Ivan Rodriguez has a lot of stuff, guys. Yeah, Ivan, if you decide you want to sell anything, you just let me know. Of course, our consignment's very easy and convenient, and you would just pick something that you want to get rid of. You are? Turn this down a little bit. All right, so where's my calculator? Plus, what is Phantasmal Flame? 12? 20? Probably like 3 or something. All right. All right. All right. Okay. All right. This is free. We're going to do 6 on Wild Resurgence. I don't know what the Peanuts is. I'm going to do 5. Card Wars, I'm going to do 5. Union Arena, I'm going to do 3. This appears to be Japanese. We're going to do 5. This is going to be 4. And this is going to be 5. All right. Oh, we're at 170. Perfect. So we're actually $10 over on this one. And here's the deal. I'm just going to keep that $10 extra in here. So this break's starting at $170. Cool. So this one's 170. That's how we're starting out. I'm not going to remove it because I like the jumbo pack break the way it is. I like how it's sort of generous, but it's also like packs that maybe people don't open as often. So they see a value in that. And I do too, because it sort of advertises those sets. There you go. Plus, it just goes off so often. It's like a volume thing. People love it. William Wafter says 5 of the Korean black bolt. So to fulfill that order, I have to go get more Korean black bolt. I'll be right back. You guys sit still. Get this box out of here too. All right, here we are. Ooh. Oh. Whoa. Okay. How long has Mr. been on for? Not too long. We started late, kind of like yesterday. Dude, I stayed up till like 3 yesterday. I worked a bunch on like a submission. And then I stopped and I went and I played some games. All right, so back over here. Here's our baggie. It has a total of 3, so you get 2 more. And then the rest of these go into the baggie. Ta-da. Thanks for the order, man. Appreciate it. William Wafter. Does anyone here care that all his personal collection got stolen? You're talking about Pokey Dean? It's really shocking. I think that I was just waiting to hear something like this happening because the way I view it, you know, cards are like the new, you know, diamond heist. So that's why in our home, we work really hard on security and we have for years. The moment we noticed we started putting together a heavy amount of cards together, we started learning all about how to make your house harder to break into, how to catch somebody. We got a lot of stuff set up. It looks like for him, he didn't maybe do that. He didn't set anything up. Like right away, if he had had a TL30 safe in his home, whatever was in that safe couldn't have been taken very easily. Maybe it would have, but those are really hard to crack open. So, you know, and then he should have had third-party monitoring. Third-party monitoring should have been set up in his home so that the moment somebody enters, the alarm goes off. There's an alarm that goes off. And the police are alerted. And whoever walks into his home has very little time to grab what they want now. So he didn't have home security. That's what it boils down to. Ooh, look at this Minchino. And that's just a big mistake. I don't know where he's living. I don't know if he's allowed to have guns in his home, but you should have, you know, a proper anti-theft vault, third-party monitoring. We like to do other things too. We have like, so we have like an alert system that alerts us, not just third-party monitoring. And it's not even that, this is the crazy part. It's not even that expensive. You just buy cameras that are motion detection cameras. And then what they do, if something moves, it alerts your phone and you can watch the video of what's happening. So it's like, maybe in theory, he's asleep when they're sneaking into his home. And so he doesn't get that alert. But then the third-party monitoring kicks in and that protects his home. So whoever steals whatever they can out of his home, they only get like 20 minutes to do so. From my perspective, what I saw from the video was a house with 0 protection. And then I guess he told people he was going on vacation. It was a worst case scenario for him. And it's really horrifying. Here's William Wafter. But yeah, Kirsten and I, we're paranoid and we've been working very hard on security for a long time in our home because we take it very seriously. And to see that video, it's like, that's the thing that we're worried about. So that's why we work so hard on it. There we go. All right, let's put this away. Man, those are cute. Both of these look really nice. I have a card I would consider sending to you to sell for me. Thoughts on a low pop CGC perfect alt art? You got a perfect grade? Well, I'd be happy to give it a shot. We can put it up on the table. Yes. All right. It had to be someone who he knows or who's been in his house before because they knew where to take the goods. Talking about the Australian guy. We don't want it happening to anyone here, but to him, we don't care, says Tristan. Hey. You know, somebody can be a guy you don't like, and you shouldn't be, like, happy that something evil happened to him. That's just bad karma. You don't want to be that way. You don't want to be that way. That's bad karma. All right, there we go. Like, there could be a musician I don't like, and then something bad happens, like their mom or their dad passes away, you still wish them, you know, rest in peace. That's the way life works. There's things that are more eternal and above us than just, oh, I don't like this guy for some superficial reason. There's stuff that's beyond that. Victor Kokiko, first spot in the jumbo pack break. You got it, bro. Oh, wait a second. That's not an energy card. So how does this work? Okay, so there's 2 left back here. Let's put this away properly. And why are these energy cards? I keep mixing the Korean cards and the energy cards. Do you do breaks for consignments? Would love to see it sell on your stream after watching you for so long. Yes, that's exactly what I was advertising. We're pretty new to it. We've been doing it for about, I want to say about 8 months. So it's still pretty new. Has it been longer than 8 months? It's been almost a year since we started doing consignment. But it's been a side business on our stream. But I'm taking it very seriously, consignment. Yes, so we take it pretty seriously. And we have sold thousands and thousands of dollars for people now. And especially Anthony Kalura. I think I sold like up to $6,000 of stuff for him over time. So he got a lot. Here it is, Mr. Victor. Going right into that jumbo pack break. Here it is. All right. Yeah, we take it pretty seriously. We can do anything you want, too. I don't care what it is. You just mention it. We'll put it over here. Here's what's cool about the table. Not only is it just a little fun to see it sell here, but we have slab away. So people can put your item into slab away, and it can sell that way. And breaks. We're rolling out a new strategy for consignment slabs now, where I will take your consignment slab and turn it into a break for you. We don't have like a queue for that. I just kind of pick what I think looks good. So take a look at this one, guys. This is a gym break, and you're breaking for a CGC 8 Pokemon the Movie 2000 Holo. You don't understand how expensive this is. This came out of a booster pack that could cost up to $400 at this point. And it's a beautiful team. All the Team Rockets there. They're holding onto the leg of Lugia. So it's a Lugia and Team Rocket card. It's called Farewell Team Rocket. Now I know 8's not a 10. If this was actually a 10, it'd be $1,000. So for an 8, you're only paying what, 50? It's probably underpriced, but that's just how it is. And so Mr. Chad's in there. We're waiting for one more person. And this is a very viable vintage card that you could end up acquiring for just $25 if you happen to pull the break. So this is pretty fun. There's other things to spend $25 on. Like you can buy 1 pack of, like Ascended Heroes and a little bit of something else. But, man, that's a pretty serious contender for value. It's all about expected value. What are you getting out of it? I feel the CGC Perfect would sell better on a break. What percentage do you offer? That's probably the hard part about consignment is I can't figure out how to make our system like as desirable as possible while also not competing with myself, like cannibalizing the other side of my business where I actually just sell my own slabs that I acquired competitively or I acquired them by grading. So currently what we do is 75% on the value of the card, but the value of the card can be pretty high when it sells, meaning our table is pretty special. People come here. We're not doing like auction where your card could sell for like half off because that happens a lot with auction. And I know eBay takes like 13%, but also you have to pay taxes on product that you sell on eBay. You don't have to do that over here. There's no taxes. That's because I'm paying the taxes. So you have to understand I pay the taxes when a card sells for profit. So you're actually tax avoiding because what you're doing looks to the tax guy like more of a trade because you're just converting your card into something else. And so there's a lot of thinking behind that. I don't know exactly how to balance it just right. Like, for example, do I bring it up to 80%? I've thought about that, but I feel like there's a point where the margin is so poor on consignment that I'm not excited to sell your card for you anymore. I'm more excited to sell my card for me because the margin's way better. So it's complex. What kind of card are you sending? Like, are you sending in a perfect Charizard and he's vintage? Well, then I'm happy to take a lower percentage on it. So I think I have to come up with a system that considers all this stuff. Who pays the taxes? Am I cannibalizing my business? Are we selling a bunch of junk slabs that take a bunch of work and nobody wants them and they eat up a bunch of room in my home? Are we selling a really desirable slab that I would never otherwise acquire? Which that's a good thing. There's a certain benefit to that. There's a benefit where my audience gets to now enjoy a wider selection of goods. So, each situation can be a different gain or loss for either of us, you being the consignee and me being the consignor. And I have to like figure out what's the most optimal, how do I navigate this so that it's a good deal for us both. So I'm still thinking about it, but right now we do 75%. Let's see, sorry for so many questions. If I send it a card, could I send it in with some other cards and use the profits to grade the other cards? Oh yeah, that's like the perfect use of consignment right there. So you can send your cards in and use the profits to grade the cards you sent in. Mister is paying $700 a month in accounting fees and taxes. Well, and other stuff too. So, you know, so a packet of these isn't free. Well, we just eat through these every single day. The card sleeves, the slab sleeves, these aren't free. The Sharpie markers, they're not free. The stickers are definitely not free. These are actually pretty expensive, so we just run through those. Here's some other stickers we run through. Even the baggies that hold the product, we run through those. Doesn't sound like much, but when you run through hundreds of those products each month, it all stacks up. It turns into hundreds of dollars down the road. Kind of works like this. When it's time to restock those, I'll spend a couple $100 restocking them. So you got little things. The top loaders, they cost money. The card savers, they cost money. Every little piece costs money. So what I'm really looking for is to make some money on my time. And I try to get it, like any of you guys, I try to get a good amount of money, but I try to be reasonable too, because if you go too high, it's like selfish. So it's like tricky. You got to find some kind of balancing point where you think that the value that you're handing out is worth it. And it's all a balance. That's a lot of business is a sort of negotiation. I want my customers to be happy. I want people who come in here to feel like they got something for their money. Bubble wrap and shipping boxes. Yeah, and that's a separate thing. So we got money for the bubble wrap. We got money for the shipping boxes. We have money for Mike's side, who makes the videos. We got money for Miss Alexis, who does the shipping. So there's a lot of steps to it. And the accounting people take a cut. And it's a lot of stuff. I'm in Walmart, and the scalpers are lined up. Are they? That's insane, dude. All right, let's see. And Pokemon's probably at a very crazy point right now. All right, we're hitting refresh. I don't think the queues have anything in the queues. I was planning on doing something. Was I going to price up more slabs? Mr. Michael Pettiford says, 1 Japanese PRB2 and an EB3. You got it, man. Here's the PRB2. And here is the EB3. It is. Don't forget to try out this new product that just hit the menus, Nikke Union Arena. This has been really popular so far. Okay. Can I ask if you maybe can show my binder break off? Yes, let me do this for Miss Alexandra, because she didn't get to see it. So I'm going to show off the binder break for her that she just pulled. So, Miss Alexandra, you weren't there. You kind of missed this. Where'd I put it? Oh, did I put it in a new bag? I think I put it in a new bag, didn't I? So which bag is it? I think it's this one. So here you go. This is your binder break winnings. She got this for 40 bucks, the whole pile. All right. And so you got some stickers, Pokemon Go. These are English ARs, pretty good. Some XY bulk. Oh, I should put some XY bulk in the current binder break. Here's some classic collection. There's Toad's Cruel. Here's one of the cool cards, Houndoom. Aaron from Holland Phantoms. Okay. You've got Pokemon Go, Pokemon Go, Pokemon Go, Radiant Venusaur, Heart Gold, Soul Silver, English Vintage. Some energy cards. Okay, some nice poker. This is Kirby poker. So when you see that, that's Kirby poker. All right, you got some Emoga, Snorlax. This is probably grade 10. This one and this one. These are probably all grade 10, by the way. I don't know if anything else will grade 10, you know. It would probably need like a pre-grade or something. Here's Umbreon. Here's Taruka, Volbeat, Dopey, Woody, and the Tramp. Those are Disney 100 Topps Chrome. They're actually pretty valuable. There's a nice Sonic. If that could grade 10, that could be worth like 100. Here's Magmar. That's first edition Fossil Magmar, and I think it's in good condition. Here's a nice Cardos Simba. Magmar again, Nidoran, Charizard. Well, this is taking a while because it's so much stuff. Let's speed it up a little bit. Oh, my gosh. Well, we got to get to this next order. Oh, man, I can't even hold it all. All right, so the bag had really ballooned to a giant size. Would you see that a lot? Damn. How do I participate in the giveaway? Oh, right, the giveaway. Yes, so there's a giveaway. There's a booster box giveaway. And now's as good a time as any to start working on that. Hey, give me a second here. PDX knows how to participate. See how people are typing Sarah in the live chat? What they're doing is they're getting themselves into the break, because what that is, it's a keyword for the giveaway, but it's not actually active. So let me make it active. Yeah, it's not active. So let me make it active. It's a keyword for the giveaway, Sarah. All right, so it's active now. So you guys all need to type it in, and here it is, Sarah. And you'll see it's up to 12 so far. We let it reach 20 people's names, and then we roll a 20-sided die, and one of those people will get the whole box. So it's a rare chance to get the whole box, but someone always gets it. You know, usually people who are very consistent, they end up pulling the giveaways. So they show up consistently. They type in the keyword consistently, even if they miss. I mean, they might miss like 50 times in a row, but one day they hit, and then you just get like a whole box of cards. So the people who really end up pulling these things are people who believe that they have a chance and they consistently participate in the giveaways. So someone always gets it. Here we are. Cody, how many giveaways you think you've ever pulled? You think you've pulled more than 10 now? I bet you've pulled more than 10 by now. Let's go ahead and snip this. Yeah, some people are very consistent. All right. Oh, let's jump back to this order. Now, we were servicing Mr. Michael Pettiford. What's up, man? Here's a hollow. And here's... boop, 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 boop. All right. So there we go. Just a hollow and an SR. Nothing crazy out of these 2 packs. It was just 2 packs, so we don't always expect very much to happen. It would have to be a mega snipe. All right. Very good. Mister, I had a dream last night, and you were in it, holding a giveaway, and you were pulling names out of a hat, watching too much of your streams lately. I was pulling names out of a hat. There we go. You get a free one, and you get a free one. All right. I have dreams. Bad dreams. Here's Psyduck. Wah. Here's Geralith. Ooh. And here's Heroic Intervention. Could I regrade this into a 10? Probably not. All right. Let's see. This Growlithe is going up into the Poke Shuffles. You're going to see a couple more 9s going in the Poke Shuffles lately, because we're going through the 9s right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So off he goes. Sounds like a nice dream. Mine usually involves a lot of terror and screaming. Mister, I didn't catch it. If I could slab away 2 slabs. Generally, no. They have to, like, match with each other. So, like, if it was... So, like, let's say it was, like... I don't know, like Reshiram and Zekrom, and they belong together, and they happen to both be up on the table, you could then slab away them together. But for slab away, we like to do 1 at a time, and we do that so that people don't have too much like leverage, too much ability to take all the good slabs off the table. We do that for that reason. On a rare occasion, I allow it, but it's pretty rare. All right, there we go. No, wait. Oh, this goes here. There we go. 9s are still beautiful cards. That's right. They're still beautiful, but they got to go to the back of the bus. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. So here's a Kylo Ren. Here's Traumatize. Here's Delibird. Ooh, those are fun. Sorry, PSA 9s. Nobody wants you. Here's Javier. Oops. I understand fully. 9s need love too. That's right, they do. Better than not being allowed on the bus. Hello, mister. Hey, what's up, man? Here's Mr. Javier. What's up, Mr. 1 Live Custom and 5 Hollow Shuffles. All right. 1 Live. Ooh. Ugh. Okay, you ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. What do we got in here? You've got 1 Arcanine. That's actually a pretty good poker card to pull, believe it or not. If that graded 10, I would anticipate a value of about $75. And I think it will grade 10. I think it has a high shot at a 10. What kind of bad dreams? I like consistent bad dreams where I can see the faces of my younger siblings and my brain doesn't know what to do about it because it knows they're alive, but it knows they don't look that way anymore. It's just awful feeling. Here's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. It's very similar to like if you had a huge family and the whole family died in a car crash. So it's very similar to that. Oh, there you have it. I know, not it's kind of a bummer, but it's just how it is. My brain remembers. Javier with the J. Let's grab you. Were you able to check if I had anything yesterday? No, I did not do that. I actually started this stream really late, so I was running very late, and I just went and started this up. Here we are. Okay, pulling that over. I know because I have another guy who wants me to check for something too. I got to do that. Dreams usually is our brain trying to tell us something. Mister, maybe you can visit your grandma again. No worries, mister. What kind of bad dreams? Let's see. So now we've got to hit refresh. Do you ever have dreams of working? I have had dreams of working before. So like for this job, I will have a dream where I'm like talking to myself about what could be improved or like what we need to do next. Those are very like dry dreams. There's nothing interesting about them. They're very straightforward. But then I'll actually have another dream that's kind of bad where it's me, I'm still working for Coca-Cola and my brain yearns for it. That's because when I worked for Coca-Cola, my job was to drive all over the place. So I got to go to all these really cool, it was like an adventure every time. So I would go to like a new place I'd never seen in Missouri. And there's a dreamlike feeling to that, to go to like a brand new place in your own state that you've never seen before. And you just visit it for 2 days working for Coca-Cola. And then you leave that area and you might not return for a long time. So it becomes almost like this. Actually, I had a dream just like this just the other night. It's a small town in Missouri. And they've got kind of like a pretty little lake in the middle, and there's a thrift shop and just a couple things, like a little rural town. And it was really nice out there. And I don't know where it is anymore because I don't remember how Coca-Cola sent me there. And it was so long ago that I almost can't tell if it was real anymore. My brain's like, is that real? Did you make that up? But I know it's real. But it's so faint, it feels like a dream. And so I'll occasionally have one of those where I'm remembering the places I've been. And the reason that that has kind of a negative feeling to it is because my new job of selling you guys Pokemon cards is like this super, super stuck in one place kind of job, like a cubicle job. So I went from going on an adventure once per week to new places in Missouri to just sort of sitting in the same chair for like 8 hours, 10 hours, you know. So it's kind of a change. I would say that aspect of this job is not super awesome. And that the traveling for Coca-Cola was very awesome. That was really fun. Coca-Cola wasn't perfect either. I mean, it had downsides too. Here we are. All right. Take a blinker. Ask ChatGPT to interpret your dream. I'm not doing that. I know Karis does that. I ain't doing that. ChatGPT will tell me some kind of, you know, they'll try to get in my head. I just realized what you meant after I typed it. Can't you work remotely anywhere you like? Do you have dreams with bugs? I've heard people who have dreams with like their teeth falling out or like falling endlessly. I've had the falling endlessly dream once. I very vividly, distinctly remember it. It was like in some giant waterway with like 2 walls on either side. But I very rarely have that dream. And then the whole like bad teeth, never had that. Bugs, no bugs. I do have, there's a couple persistent dreams for me. Without any doubt, the persistent dream is remembering my siblings from like when they were kids, basically. That could be as often as every other day. And actually it's at least once a week. So that dreams all the time. And then I will have another one where I can remember like, sort of like, it's like a subdivision, but there's something very creepy about it. So those dreams are very persistent. But I don't actually think too hard about it. I just go to bed. I sleep very well, actually. Will you be getting any EB4? Yes. Is Charmander Obsidian Flames? You missed them. Well, I think my brain's trying to like, it's trying to deal with them just having disappeared. Because is my brain's like, they used to exist. Let's see. Just did for you, Chad. Fever dreams and deja vu are some of the favorite phenomenal conversations. Do you guys have dreams about loved ones who have passed away? I don't really have dreams like that because the only people who have passed away are my two grandparents on my mom's side. Which, think about that. So she had like 11 kids and both of her parents were dead. But they died kind of young, and I don't really even remember them that much because I was so young. So I don't think I've ever dreamed about them. Workplaces are now installing AI performance cameras that monitor your performance and keep count of your actual work hours on the floor. Hell yeah, bro. Back to work, peasant. Hey, you can't pick your nose. We're taking that off of your paycheck. All right, what kind of post-apocalyptic cesspool have we walked into? AI cesspool. There we go. Have you searched them on LinkedIn? No. There we are. Let's see. Have we priced any new prices slabs? Looking for a new slab away. Have you seen all the current ones? Have you seen all the current ones we did? Yo, so this guy probably shouldn't even be $20. He should probably be at least $25. I think I was underpricing him last time. And then what do we have here? Uprising is $28. I kind of get it why you might not want to pay $28 for that one. I'm going to set this one to $25. I'm going to lower this one. These are the 9s. They are for sale, people. All right. There we go. Ooh. Let's hit refresh. Let's see. I am going to go ahead and grab some of these. Let's see. So these are the 9s. We're in the 9s rotation. And it's not going very fast. We got to speed it up a little bit. People don't buy 9s as fast as... Look at that Umbreon. Like, he's really good. That's kind of cool. People don't buy 9s as fast as 10s. But they still sell. They just sell slower. Slower. You gotta respect the 9s sometimes. Here's a nice Suicune 9. Now, these are all going to be repriced, though. I'm sorry you had a rough childhood. Yeah, it was pretty rough. But like I said, I think we were talking about this at the beginning of the stream. Remember, I was talking to the other guy, and he was talking about how he didn't have a great childhood. So first of all, I think a lot of people go through challenges like this. But he was talking about how he had to get help from the government, or the government gave him help. And I was talking about how if I had not experienced life the way I did, maybe I wouldn't be here today. So, you know, I take a positive spin on it. I can't complain with where I am now. I cannot complain. I have a very cool job. I get to hang out with you guys. There we are. All right. I think I took kind of a bad situation and survived it and did very well for myself. So I'm not focused on feeling super bad about the past, even though I do reflect on it. I don't forget it, but I'm actually more excited about what the future holds. You know, Karis and I are going to try and have a kid, and I got this nice little house in Missouri. I got this nice house, this lake house, which cost less than $1 million, $650,000, which Karis and I are able to afford, and it's pretty good. Pretty, just all about relaxing these days. Ooh, Charmander. I think that's how it works for everybody. You know, for example, there's kids like in Gaza that just had their whole family bombed. I don't have that. So I try to put things into perspective. There we are. Don't feel too much pity for me. Here's Path to Exile. Here's Fred. You're a wise man. I'm definitely an autistic Pokemon card collector. How about that? I'm a gamer. Own our home in California and hoping to have wife stay at home with kids. Yeah, Karis and I have actually been kind of talking about that, debating that a little bit. We're getting to a point in life where we're getting closer to maybe her quitting her job. And that's actually a really stressful subject because although it's easy to talk about, it's very hard to execute. Like, when exactly do you quit your job? And the job provides so many benefits and so much money. It's really hard to let go. How much for that Suicune 9? I'll buy it. Oh, he is now buried. He is now 100% buried. He's in there, though. He has to be repriced. These are all getting repriced. Those are the 9s. He's really good. Yeah, I like that one too. I noticed that one too. He's like from Sun and Moon, but I mean, take a look at this box. Watch this. He's in there somewhere now. Dang, dude, I wish I had set him to the side like these Umbreons. It would be very easy to get him for you. All right. Sounds like y'all got great jobs and my dumbass works at a factory. Well, you know, if you feel like there's room to improve for your work, you should use that to stay motivated and talk to AI about what your next smartest move is for getting a new job and ask AI to help you with your resume and then just get out there, man. It's like that Nike slogan, do it. So I think that's a great slogan. All right, let's see. I've heard some people on this stream have gotten some new jobs after hanging out in this group. This really is sort of like, I do care about like ambition, work motivation, because those things were important to me when I was younger. And nowadays we collect Pokemon cards, and I always say this about collecting Pokemon. It's not really a function of luck as much as you think it is. Like with Pokemon cards, everyone, I've watched this for a long time, everyone basically has about average luck. Like one guy might open one pack and pull the big Charizard chase, but if he keeps opening packs over the lifetime of his years, he doesn't get that lucky every time. It all kind of evens out. So becoming a successful Pokemon card collector is not a function of luck. It's really a function of your income. So people with a high income level, they're just able to buy the cards that they want. So that's why on this stream, we care about talking about how can we improve our incomes? How can we get better paying jobs? And because that's directly related to being able to get the cards that you want. You are? Okay. So you should feel motivated to have a great career, because that motivation will push you into applying for new jobs, trying new things, taking some risks maybe. And it could push you toward having a higher income and therefore working on the collection that you dream of. There it is. There we go. Okay, so he's cheaper. He's $17 now. Umbreon, $17. All right. I think Ants Tacos mentioned he started a cart business. People are going places. What he mentioned was he started a food service business. He serves food. He serves tacos. He likes to serve them at collecticons, that kind of stuff. And he said he's having some success. So it's pretty cool. And, you know, you'd be surprised how possible it is to start some kind of little business if you're really passionate about something. Food's obviously always going to remain pretty popular, but I've heard running food businesses can be tricky. They're definitely not, you know, like easy money. It's a lot of hustle, a lot of work, a lot of competition apparently. So whatever it is you're passionate about, if you are passionate, you can make money out of it. I really believe that. When people hire people at jobs, they look for how passionate you are about the work. They don't, that's one of their first questions is how passionate are you? All right, Miss Sarah for live customs. That could be tricky to navigate. I think I kind of rule it down to sort of like, what are you doing better than other people? And how do we get you doing more of that? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because I find that I'm the most passionate about the things that I'm good at. You know, like if you're terrible at baseball but amazing at football, well, you're going to go try to be a football player, not a baseball player. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it is in real life with everything. Miss Sarah, 4 lives. Here we have Clan Pearl, The Simpsons, Spectrier. Ah, that's a pretty heavy miss. I'm so sorry, Miss Sarah. Sarah, we're handing out your rocket box today. People are loving it, by the way. Just want to mention that. Even when you're not around, they're like, wow, Sarah's awesome. I didn't do it. Nobody saw me do it. You can't prove anything. It's usually not awake at this time, but been helping mom after her hip surgery. Ooh, those are really, really hardcore surgeries. I've seen like 3D animations of how those work. Miss Sarah, think about that, guys. Someday you could be paying for your hip surgery. The horrors of aging. All right, let's see. I don't know, bro. What if I just stayed young forever? Hopefully they reverse aging soon, but I don't think it's going to, I don't know. I don't think it's going to be like a perfect fix, but humans, we're getting so advanced. We need to solve that. That's like a worthwhile thing to solve, you know? Let's see. Here's my makeup brush. Gotta have my makeup brush. Ah, here we are, Miss Sarah. She's the best. The live customs are hot. You can keep all those cards. Oh, I was about to put them in your bag. All right, I'll keep all those cards. I tell you what, we'll put them in the binder break. There we go. Now we've got an order from Ivan Rodriguez. He says he'll take the 2 Umbreons. All right, good choice. Yeah, we just repriced these into $17. It doesn't get much better than that. I mean, $17. That's like cheaper than the cost of the grading. Okay. How's your weather? It's raining here. I cannot believe how nice it is outside. I shouldn't be here at all. I should be outside. Look at this, guys. Watch this. It's beautiful out there. Blue skies. And the weather is about, I want to say it felt like it was about 65-ish. That's perfect weather. You would think 70 is perfect, but not if you want to stand in the sun. Not if you want to stand in the sun. Let me see. Weather. It's 71 outside, so it's literally warm outside. Okay. Yeah, it's pretty good. So, let's see. Missouri, they don't talk about Missouri like it has weather like California, but here's the deal. Sometimes it does. Usually right now, it's usually from February to the beginning of June. You just get this gorgeous, gorgeous weather. It's the spring weather. It doesn't last, so you kind of covet it a little bit. You go, I got to get out there. And then the summertime starts in June. Now, the summertime's going to hit 80 to like 100 by July. Mid-July, late July, it's going to be like 100 degrees. It's going to be just steaming hot. Like, you don't even want to go outside. It's so hot. But if you happen to have a home on the side of a lake, it means you can just walk outside and climb into the lake water because it's as warm as taking a bath. It's actually amazing. It's a little bit cooling, but it's like perfect for just climbing into the lake. So it's weird how your perspective of the tough weather changes when you have water sports. When you have the ability to go play in the water, you look at the heat as an asset. So you get a couple months in the summertime where you can go swimming and it's like perfect. It's really nice. And then the fall shows up again, and once again, the fall's great weather. And then the winter shows up, and that's the bad weather. So we need a we need a winter home. I wonder where we should buy a winter home. Here we have an order from, let's see, this is a gift for Jaded. At Jaded9, it is 2 of the Union Arenas. So a gift to Mr. Jaded, 2 of the Union Arena Nikkes. I didn't see who this was from. Here we are. Make sure to like the stream. So Jaded got your little token. Cali Spring is rain. Bullet bill proof. Everyone make sure you hit the button. It helps Mr. out. Here we are. All right. Snipping this. Okay. Ooh. Throwing that out. What do we got? Ooh. You've got Cool Lady. This is a gift from someone. It's from me. Ah, Miss Alexandra. You got him such a cute, sexy girl. Wow, look at those natural-sized breasts. There you go. Look how they drew this boob down here. Look how it's like, you know, it's like curling here. Oh, man, speaking of curling, how about Canada? Canada and the finger touch on the curling ball. All right, Mr. Jaded. I can't believe that was like a big news story for a while. There you are. I couldn't escape it. How to enter the giveaway. You just have to type in the name Sarah into the live chat. Oops. So there's a total of 12 spots. What is that? 8 spots total. So we're going to do 4 spots for the morning and then 4 spots for the night. And so that box will be done by nighttime. All right. Well. We've gone for a full 2 hours. I think we're going to probably wrap up here. And then I'm going to go have lunch. Maybe I'll go for a walk. You guys want to see how nice it is? You guys got to see how nice it is. Hold on. I'm going to show you guys how nice it is. Here, I will show you the ceiling real fast. All right. You guys look at the ceiling. This is way too nice out here. There we go. Wow, so this is 71 out here too. But you can hear the wind. It's kind of windy. That nice. This is Lake of the Ozarks. It really is just like the show Netflix Ozark. There's people living right on the edge of the water with boats. Look at us. We sold our boats. I didn't like managing them, and they were too slow. So we might buy a Sea-Doo later, though. Wow, beautiful, man. It's so gorgeous. And that's the state park on the other side. You can't really see it. You have to go in through that water. There's actually a boat coming out from it. See that boat? So they're coming out from the state park. And so if we were on a boat together and we went in there, you'd see the state park over there. It's really cool. Just beautiful out here. Windy, but really warm. All right. Okay. Whew. Are they also laundering money? That could happen out here. In theory, could happen. I don't think they are. Not like in the TV show. Ready? So, here's Jeff Leon. He's getting the first spot. It's so nice out there. AOG. Number 15. Mr. Dom's decks. No, wait a second. So Jeff, AOG, Dom's decks. Number 16. Mr. Matt. All right, Matt R., which might be Matt Rodriguez. Ooh, PSA says another item received at the PSA vault. Cool, man. So I don't send my cards home anymore. I just get them at the PSA vault now. When I buy a card, it just goes into storage because we're getting rid of as much stuff as possible. The real big question is, do we put some of my favorite slabs in there? Check that out. So these are still with me. Dark Dragonite. This Gengar, which apparently somebody told me he sold for like 100K recently. Gyarados. Here's a nice Lugia. Here's a nice Charizard. I bought those all so cheap compared to now. And I know I'm probably sounding a little braggadocious with it all, but you got to enjoy it a little bit, right? I mean, that's the whole point of collecting. You got to enjoy it a little bit. I got very lucky with these, and I'm thinking about putting them all in the vault, but then I won't be able to show you anymore. I can't do that anymore. So it's a trade-off, the security versus the enjoyment. It's a trade-off. I'm thinking maybe what I could do is get like PSA 9 or PSA like anything copies of all those cards and still show them off, but just use them as like placeholders, and the real ones will be in the vault. I'm thinking about that. All right, you got to keep Dragonite. I know, I really like him, but I would feel so much better knowing he's not here, actually. Knowing he can't like burn down or something. Because a safe won't protect your house from a fire. It just won't protect the Pokemon cards. Well, guys, that was the daytime stream. I had a great time with you all, but we're going to wrap up here, and we're going to be back on for the evening stream in a couple of hours. If you don't want to miss it, take a second and hit that subscribe button. I'll see you there, okay, everybody?